With the announcement of Pokemon Legends Arceus, the possibilities of brand new Pokemon and brand new forms of existing Pokemon are truly endless. In this video, we're going to dive into those potential forms and break them all down, including one of the brand new mysterious Pokemon that has been featured in the gameplay footage we've seen so far. Let's jump into it.
Butterfree,
Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka Drive. I bring you guys a brand new video today, and today we're gonna dive into the brand new Pokemon reveal, Pokemon Legends Arceus, and talk a little bit about the different forms and possible forms that we can see for the upcoming release. If you guys enjoy these types of videos, be sure to hit that like button down below, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new, as I do post Pokemon videos every single day, and I do not want to miss out on our amazing Pokemon coverage here. So take a second and make sure you guys subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on the news. Without further ado, I think it's time to jump into things, man, because there's a lot for us to cover in this video, including that brand new Pokemon that we've showcased a few times on the channel over the last few days. We have a new artist rendition of it, and it looks a little bit like a form of a Pokemon that we've seen before. So let's take a look. So I want to say before we jump into this, big inspiration for this video goes to my man Ruffled Rowlet. I'll make sure I put his link to his channel in the description below for the sources, because he made a similar video, and I wanted to talk about the same thing with you guys. We see here another post from Eclipse_TT on Twitter, a notable leaker in the community right now, showing another artist rendition from Kojo Grays of that yellow boss Pokemon that we actually found and talked about over the last few days. Now, it still remains to be seen whether this is a new Pokemon in general, but the artist renditions we've seen from yesterday and the new artist rendition we see from today definitely indicates that this is something that we've really never seen before. Could it be a new form of Farfetch'd or Sirfetch'd that we've never seen? This really poses the question of what's going to happen in this game with potential form variants, and whether they're going to roll out Sinnoh form variants for both Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and of course Legends Arceus. And again, we have to remember that we're going back in time a significant amount of time, which really lends itself to a ton of possibilities in terms of how these Pokemon could have evolved over time, and how they may have evolved to adapt it to the old school style of the region where things in the Pokemon world were very, very different. My man Patters actually posted this on Twitter earlier, and it's a reference to an old Pokemon game saying that there was a Sinnoh Folk Story 3. There once were Pokemon that became very close to humans. There once were humans and Pokemon that ate together at the same table. It was a time when there existed no difference to distinguish the two. So this is basically saying that there was a period in time in the Sinnoh region, essentially, that took place where humans and Pokemon lived together harmoniously. It wasn't that humans captured Pokemon or anything like that. It was more that they lived together in society. They would sit together at the same table and eat, which is very different than the modern day Pokemon style we have today. On the Legends Arceus page, it actually says you'll need to catch, survey, and research wild Pokemon in a long gone era of the Sinnoh region to create and complete the first region's Pokedex. And again, this post from Patters really clearly details out this Sinnoh folk story that talks about how Pokemon and humans were close together. This really could change everything that we believe and flip it upside down. This is huge. Now, whether or not we're going to live harmoniously with Pokemon together in the Legends Arceus game remains to be seen, but it certainly poses a handful of questions. The recent Eclipse post of that potential new Pokemon that kind of looks like Sirfetch'd or Farfetch'd, but we really don't know what it is, inspired some other really cool things for this video. One of which is this person, Kaijumon, actually posted out a Porygon form for Pokemon Legends. Now again, Porygon is a data Pokemon that is from the PCs that is created in the Pokemon world, but this is predating that. This means that Porygon probably doesn't exist in Pokemon Legends Arceus. So this person actually took the time to draw Porigami, which is one of my favorite things. I actually woke up and saw this thing as one of the first things I came across this morning, and I was like, oh my god, I have to make a video about this, because this just looks so amazing. Imagine a pure normal Porygon, Porigami type Pokemon, which is what initially kind of created and inspired in the Pokemon world them to create the digital Pokemon, Porygon in itself. That could be really, really cool. And furthermore, I think this is one of the biggest things that we can theorize and really kind of have some fun discussing, is the potential of not only Pokemon getting new forms, but our starter trio having something special about them. Now, we've seen through previous Pokemon games that generally Game Freak loves to give the starters something special, something unique about them, something to differentiate them. In the case of Gigantamax forms in Sword and Shield and in Alola special Z moves, while we look at the potential starters that we have here in Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil, and we see some fan art showcasing what they could potentially evolve into. I think this idea that this Rowlet could actually evolve into a different form altogether is really, really feasible and actually possible, and we see this really epic kind of Decidueye form, which maybe not even Decidueye, right? At this point, it might be that Rowlet evolves into Dartrix, which evolves into a totally different Pokemon and becomes a split or branch evolution line, much like Snorunt evolves into Glalie or Frostlass. Perhaps, depending on the region, or in this case, the time period, we may be able to access different Pokemon altogether from these starter Pokemon. Now, I recognize it is a bit of a stretch, but we take a look at some different artworks here of this amazing Typhlosion Samurai, which I think would be pretty cool. And we also have some artwork here, some fan artwork of a potential Oshawott evolution, which is a fan art from Elastiva, which calls this Nobunader, which would be water and dark. Again, these are fan art concepts, but it really brings and poses the question of what could be for the Pokemon Legends Arceus game. There's so many possibilities for these Pokemon, and I do think there is a chance that these starter Pokemon could break off into different evolution lines. I bring you guys the question, what do you think about this? Do you think there's the possibility that Rowlet, Oshawott, and Cyndaquil could actually evolve into something that we've never seen before? I do think it's a possibility, and again, we're talking about different timelines here. We're talking about a time where the Pokedex doesn't exist, the PC system doesn't exist, Pokemon like Magnemite probably don't exist. Or they do, but they're in a different form, like this grass-type Magnemite fan art that we have here. The whole dang evolution line's practically a bush, which is really cool. And there's tons of different other concepts like that that we can think of and imagine for the Pokemon franchise as we go in the past for the Sinnoh region. I know for me, there'd be a ton of Pokemon that I'd love to see get new forms or reimagined in different ways. Yanmega is one that comes to mind. I would love to see our first ever Dragon and Bug-type Pokemon, and Yanmega seems like the perfect fit for that. It seems unlikely that there's going to be Mega Evolution in Legends Arceus, just from a storyline perspective. I don't think that would be the case, but there are definitely going to be plenty of secrets in store for us as we explore this old school Sinnoh region that we've never seen before. Will we see existing Sinnoh Pokemon have a totally different approach because of the environment, and will we see Pokemon that are not native to the Sinnoh region have different forms in general? We know that the starters that we are getting are actually not native to the Sinnoh region, so what other Pokemon are going to be hiding in this Pokemon Legends Arceus game that maybe migrate out in the future, or what is now the present, but from the past, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of questions to be answered, and I am so jazzed up about the potential of what we could get. New forms, new evolutions, new opportunities, and Pokemon imagined in a totally different way than I think we can even fathom at this point in time. There are so many possibilities. So I ask you guys again, do you guys think that these starter Pokemon are gonna get kind of new love? Maybe something different about them, something special, like we've seen with the G-Max starters, with the Mega starters in Hoenn, with the Pokemon getting Z moves in Alola. Will these starters have something special about them? Will they have new evolved forms? And do you think that we're gonna get Sinnoh forms or other Pokemon getting different forms in general, since we're gonna be in the past and it's just a totally different time era? What happens to Pokemon like Porygon, Magnemite, and Voltorb? There are so many questions. More questions than answers at this point, but I'm really excited to investigate, dive into things, and having a blast playing Pokemon Legends Arceus and just discussing it over the next year, because there is so much to be excited for. This is really the game that we've dreamed of since we were kids, and I am just over the moon excited about it, guys. I really am, and I can't wait to share all this excitement with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and of course, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button down below, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Get those notifications on so you do not miss our amazing coverage here of Pokemon Legends Arceus, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and everything in between, because we're going to cover Snap and Unite and all sorts of good stuff, which, by the way, I got some really good Unite stuff as the beta is officially out in Canada, but I can't show you guys the screenshots because they're not supposed to be leaked, and I don't want to get my channel shut down for that. That seems unnecessary, but I will make a Unite video soon to kind of recap some of the insight that I've gathered from people that are playing the beta. I got them inside sources, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me know your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out this one right here. Otherwise, you should totally check out this video. They're both awesome, you're pretty awesome, and I'll see you guys on the next one.